Hello everyone, welcome back to On Location. Today I'm here at Old Reid Park in Springfield, Ohio, and it's my first visit. I really like it. It's a nice big body of water that's kind of separated by some kind of walking grounds and some benches from the looks of it. It looks very, very nice. This is a great place for bird photography or any kind of wildlife photography, but especially birds, I think, and in particular waterfowl. So that includes, encompasses so many different things like ducks, geese, herons, bitterns, egrets, you name it. So there's so much to really you can cover with just this one location. And so far today, I want to, since it's raining outside, and I've been out the rain plenty, at least today, or just in general. There's been so many rainy days whenever I go out and photograph that sometimes you just want to, situate in the car. Call it lazy if you will, but sometimes it's nice, and this is a great location to do that. So the parking lots, there's a couple of them situated around, or some gravel kind of stopping points that you can kind of break away from on the main path there. And so I just took one of these parking lots and I just parked my car. I have my car door, but you could always do your passenger door situated towards the body of water or wherever you want to photograph. It could be even like some brush or thicket if it's like songbirds and all that sort. But for today, the main subject I'm looking at the moment is there's a singular mute swan that's out here, kind of pretty close to the parking lot. It just keeps just hanging out in this one little area over here, and it kind of works out perfectly with my 600mm telephoto lens here. That's a Tamron 150-600. Finding it pretty easy just to roll down my window, and after I dry off the side of my car door, at least the interior, I quickly roll it down, which I might do in a second because he's actually swimming towards me. Yeah, I'm going to do that here. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. The rain just stopped for a brief moment here, but then it's suddenly starting to pick up again now. And that mute swan was coming right towards me, at least, slowly swimming towards me in the water. And so I had to get some photo and video, and it looks great, honestly. I got to really just see some, not so much display behavior, but just to see it kind of give its like really quiet kind of meh, meh kind of call. Not that you need to hear me make the call or imitate it, but it's really nice. I got some nice images of it, flapping its wings when it does that, and it shows its neck when it's extended, because typically you see it in this kind of S shape when it's more, I guess you call it, retracted into its body, and that's usually its typical kind of resting position when it's swimming in the water or whatever. But people have, they give mute swans a bad rap because they can be very territorial and aggressive, as well as in North America they're non-native, so technically they are an invasive species, but I still think they're beautiful all the same. And wow, he's swimming fast out there. He's way out in the water now, but yeah. So I got some photo and video of him, fortunately, and looks like it's very good stuff, very good quality, at least for my standards. But so the good thing about being situated in a car like this is that it's essentially a mobile blind. So when you're doing bird or any kind of wildlife photography, you can just use this pretty much as a mobile hide or a blind. And so you can sit in it, it's pretty much as comfortably as you can get. You can even purchase beanbag supports that you can mount a tripod head on, like a gimbal head, onto. You just rest those right on either any of your car, passenger doors or driver doors, or anywhere really. Or you could have it propped up on the ground, on outside on ground level or whatever. But today I'm not using one because I forgot to bring it, honestly, which sucks. But it's okay. You gotta make do with what you have. That just means I have to hand hold the lens. I'm resting it basically on the car door, like over here, with the window down, obviously. And I'm just having it, just kind of position it, put image stabilization on. I feel like that's a must, and it's obviously a pretty important thing in this case because it, makes the images more sharper, especially when you shoot handheld, which is the main reason you'd use one, really. But so I got some decent images of him. Let me check real quick. Typical settings I was using. I was zoomed for anywhere from like 300 to 600 millimeters. 300 if I'm lucky, because that produces a sharper image, at least on this type of lens. This lens in particular. The farther on the focal length that you go, you know, and it really goes for any lens on the 600mm range, or even, you know, farther or higher, then the images start getting more soft, especially on lower quality glass as well. But let's keep it around the 300, 400 for the most part range, and then for settings, let's keep it pretty close to a wide aperture. It's pretty much as wide as I can get with the amount of overcast light that's, you know, available right now. So it's really not that much light, and it's kind of dimly lit. So I was at about f6.3, ISO 800, and still shooting handheld. I bumped it up a little bit more, but I kept it around the 320th of a second, which is just right amount. And I had on high speed continuous mode, which is a special feature on more intermediate and, you know, advanced amateur professional lens camera buys, at least rather. Is high speed continuous allows you to rapidly fire off a barrage of shots in rapid succession while just pressing and holding down the shutter after you've locked focus. And yeah, I use that as well just to ensure that, you know, I'd press it for a few times to press the button, and then I had it fire for about, you know, 4 or 5 shots, and then I kind of let go. If there's a really good moment, like where it extended its neck and started flapping its wings, like giving that display and that kind of wildlife behavior, because that's an important thing to, you know, capture in those kind of photographs, then I'd press it down for longer and maybe take about 10 or 15 exposures. And yeah, and then obviously later on the computer you just choose your favorite ones or the best ones, you know, out of the whole bunch, and then do, you know, delete or archive whichever, you know, the rest of them or whatever. So yeah, this is typical setup for what I use when photographing from a car. I really don't do it too much, but like I said, the opportunity arose today, and I feel like it works out real well because I don't really want to be stuck out in this rain as bad as it is right now. And so in terms of other birds, there really isn't too much out here, at least that I'm, you know, really interested in photographing besides that single mute swan out there. That's the only one I could find, just driving around, scanning with my binoculars as well, just, you know, stopping the car, parking it, looking around. I did it a few times, made a few stops before I actually shut the car off, like where I am right now. So some of you may be thinking it's kind of lazy of me to be sitting in the car here when I'm supposed to be filming a video pertaining to a location, but I feel like this is just for what I do, especially with wildlife photography. This is just one such case, and this happens to be an ideal location where I could definitely display that kind of feature. And so while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to do a little informal kind of tutorial here about phone scoping. It's something that birders do, pretty much only birders do. It's something I don't really do too often, but I feel like this, like I said, this is one instance where it definitely work out in my favor to do it, and at least share it with you guys. So typically you have what I'd say is like a spotting scope or binoculars here. I got a spotting scope. It comes in this little case over here. You can buy binoculars, any kind of optics, set of optics. Obviously, the more you pay, the better quality they can get. You know, with the amount of light that's let in. It's kind of like a camera or DSLR, really. It's about, you know, it's almost like they don't have apertures, but it's kind of a similar idea where they let in more light and such, and that kind of creates that, you know, same effect there. So I have this pair of Nikon binoculars, and you basically have them, you know, prop them up or whatever, and if you want to see farther away, you take your smartphone or whatever and you put on the camera mode, and then you put it into the lens here where you pretty much put your eyes, right, for the binoculars or the spotting scope, and you just put it through there, and you can get a much closer look at whatever you're pointing at, really, honestly. So I guess in this case it'd be birds or whatever. And so that's one good use of using it. If I can try and jury rig some kind of way to show you an example, I might. Let me see if I can. I don't know. The mute swan's over there still, so we can try it, I guess. I like that. You can also get different kinds of adapters that you can attach to the lens element on the, you know, the outside of your phone here, and you could use that to prop up, and you can even attach kind of just like locks and clicks into place onto your spotting scope or binoculars, and you know, that way you don't have to hold them up and have it all shaky. As you can tell from my video, it's kind of tricky, especially when you have a phone with 4 lenses on the outer side. so you really figure out what the heck's going on there. But I hope you get the idea with that, and it's something, if you're interested in birding, that you'll try out as well. Alright, so I'm slowly cruising around the rest of the, I don't know what you call it, driveway or whatever, on Old Reid here. And I noticed flew in 2 northern shovelers, 2 males with breeding plumage. Yeah, I noticed it right off the bat with their kind of green, striking kind of green and white back side to them, and then they're kind of almost black, you know, really elongated bill, where they get their name from, because it's kind of like resembles almost like a shoveler, as the name suggests. And so that was really exciting to see that. But it seems like the lesser common ducks, I don't know if they're smarter about it or just less habituated to humans, like migratory ducks I'm talking about, but they just really did not seem to really get close enough where I could get a proper photograph. I got a few phone scoped photo and videos of them, which was pretty nice, but other than that was pretty much it, unfortunately. But yeah, it's been a nice day birding out here. I really can't complain. It's been very satisfactory so far. And yeah, I'm just cruising around the rest of the park. I'll make one more lap, and then we'll call it quits for the day. So yeah, this is a very different on location video. Not really something I've ever tried before, but you know, I've pretty much done all the, a lot of potholes too, and a lot here. I did all of the pre-scouting, photo taking, video, everything from my car seat, and I really haven't moved since then. I've just been slowly driving around, making a few laps here and there, stopping the car every now and then. And yeah, this is my first, I guess, stationary on location video, where I'm here, but I'm kind of not, because I'm in my car, so it's a little bit different, kind of fun, I guess. So yeah, I think this is going to be it with my last lap here as I make my way right past the rest of the water. That should be it, guys. Yep, just a can of geese. There's a lot of domestic, white kind of ducks, and geese as well, American pecking ducks, and yeah. So the finds of the day for me are the 2 northern shovelers, and then I guess the butte swan, but especially the shovelers, because those are migratory, at least are a lot more sought after, which is nice. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did taking it, all the photo and video and everything. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Old Reid Park, and until next time, make sure to get out here. Thank you.